welcome to the show. You know who I am. I'm Tigo, and this is Expert Talk with Tigo. Yeah, it is. And as you guys know, I love bringing experts in, hence the name, Expert Talk. And I love bringing people that can bring more information directly to our door to help us start a business, grow our business, get out of our own way. Don't get me started. Y'all know I'll get on my soapbox. And today is no different. As I always say, today is no different because I'm always going to bring the experts that's got the heat. And we are definitely bringing the heat today. Today, Jason Fleagle's in the room, and we are going to talk about $50 million in revenue. Get your attention? Got mine. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
Expert Talk is brought to you in part by PodNation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
Expert Talk is produced and distributed by Melrose 11 LLC. Lights, cameras, take action with Melrose 11.
Hey, Jason, what's happening? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Teresa, great to be here. I'm so pumped just to be sharing awesome insights, get to know you a little bit better, get to know the listeners too.
Yeah, man, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but you and I had the opportunity not too long ago, a week or two ago, to just have a pre-conversation and get to know you. And one of my heroes, you've actually worked with their family, and that's Zig Ziglar. You know, I just want to like touch you and go, wow, he actually worked with the family. That's amazing. And just tell me, what do you do that gets you in the room to work with people like the Zig Ziglar family?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. And I've found actually, Teresa, before I get into that, that most of the people that I meet, if they're in some kind of professional setting, they work with businesses or even nonprofits on a regular basis, they're usually like 2 to 4 people removed from someone that has been connected to the Ziglar family,
Right.
The Ziglar organization. So just because Zig Ziglar was such a powerhouse, a person who was able to, not only deliver incredible value and insights, but really connect with people in an authentic way. And I mean, like you said, touch people in a way that like left them feeling different. So, but yeah, to answer your question, I think the biggest thing has always been, I'm just a constant driver. Like I drive for constant improvement, constant ways to serve other people better. So I was working with a company called Story Builders at the time, where we focused on authentic content creation and storytelling. And we had worked with the Ziglar Family Project, actually. So there's an organization underneath the Ziglar Inc., and it's called Ziglar Family, on using Zig's tactics on how do you like basically lead your family effectively. Really awesome organization. So we developed a lot of content for that organization. Bill Blankshane, the founder, actually was certified as I believe it's a Ziglar Legacy Certified Coach. So he went through that whole program, got to meet the Ziglar family. So with our kind of work and track record of just doing very impressive work, they invited us into another conversation with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. He actually reached out to the Ziglar family, the organization, and said, hey, I read See You at the Top by Zig years ago when I was 15 years old selling asphalt ceiling to like door to door.
Wow.
So the Ziglar Corporation, Kevin, were like, we need to get together and do something and make things happen. So got to work with them very closely. And I mean, I'm super passionate about Zig's message, his content. I mean, even today, it's very evergreen. Like the tactics and things he shared, like I don't think will ever go away. It's still applicable today.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I shared with you that, was definitely one of my heroes, still is. And literally I credit him and Rita Davenport for saving my life back in the 90s. And I cried as much, if not more, when he passed than I did when my dad passed. And yeah, just power, just absolute
Absolutely.
power. So, I had to start out with that because I'm sitting here going, whoa, okay. Yeah, stop looking at me, y'all. You know I'm goofy and a nerd. This is what I do. So that's why you watch. You watch for Tigo to get silly. Zig Ziglar, man. I'm going to get silly. That's just the way it is. Okay. So let's talk about the Catalyst Brand Group. What is that? You're a founder behind it. What do you do?
Yeah, so it kind of came about naturally through just building relationships with amazing leaders, mentors in my background experience. So I actually was accepted into medical school, dental school years ago when I was still in college because I thought I wanted to do the medical route. But I got
Mm-hmm.
involved in doing work for think tanks and nonprofit organizations doing research and basically just doing consulting. Like these organizations wanted to go from here to there, and they just didn't know
Mm-hmm.
how to do it. And as a problem solver, I kind of just built relationships and was like, I can do that for you. Like you need presentation materials, you need help on clarifying your message on who you're trying to serve. How do you do, fundraising, things like that? Let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of expanded from there. Catalyst was born pretty early on, actually, while I was still young in college. I started working, pro bono basis, and then eventually built up enough experience and projects to start charging clients. And I worked with some think tanks, political think tanks in DC, and then started working with some smaller businesses, scaled up, working with more businesses, all at the same time, getting experience in digital marketing, software development and engineering, sales and project management. So eventually I got to the point where I'm like, I'm a very well-rounded individual with all these skill sets. Now I need to
Right.
build a team around myself that I have an idea of how all these kind of pieces work. I know I can't do everything myself. So I need to build a team to make this happen to, better serve organizations at all levels. So that's kind of how Catalyst came about and why I call it a brand group. Because the idea is you add us to the mix. We're going to help, as a reaction, a catalyst acts as you add us to the mix. We're going to have a better reaction in that kind of solution than if we're a part of it, outside of it. So that's the idea. You add us to the team, we're going to help you get the things done in the best way possible. So right now with Catalyst, we specialize on branding, sales and lead gen, operations, and marketing. So we do a lot of back end work to help organizations have that kind of success behind the scenes. So like software development, mobile app development, CRMs, project management tools. A lot of what we do now is kind of the behind the scenes things to make those businesses successful. Systems operations are a huge success kind of tool that businesses can use to get to the next level. So we
So
focus
if you
on
were
catalyst growth.
so if you were Chef Jason, then you'd be like the yeast in the dough mix for the bread.
Exactly right. Yep,
I have to.
that's
My
right.
mother used to break. She said, "Honey, break it down for me." So I always break stuff down. I could just hear my mom going, he's the yeast in the dough mix. That's what he is. He makes things active and they work better." And
That's
I
right.
love that idea. But you have a wide scope of what you do. You're not focused on one niche market, just this one like mega brands. You mentioned earlier, Kevin Harrington. We talked about Zig Ziglar. You're not talking about just mega brands. You're also helping, as I like to say, regular businesses like us. You're helping us grow. So how do you differentiate from the kind of client you're going to go into? And is it just a wide spectrum? You're talking to motivation on this side and like, GE on that side. How do you do that?
That's right. Yeah. So I liken it back to Tony Robbins when he says, are you hungry? So I kind of, in my situation, I identify the ideal clients through relationships first. And usually after I build that relationship, I can in a few minutes to 20 minutes of a conversation, I can see, are they dedicated to taking action steps to get to that next level? Because that's a huge thing. If people aren't teachable, humble, and willing to say, I want to do whatever it takes to, better serve my customers or my clients, but I just don't know how to do it. And that's a big green light for me, like saying, oh, let's open up this conversation. What are some things that you've tried in the past, maybe failed? What do you want to do? How do you want to get there? And then we can kind of work backwards from there on creating a customized plan. So Catalyst specifically, we don't really do any inbound lead generation or marketing. All of it's personal contacts, people that I've met. I do shows, Teresa, like this, where people can hear my story, a little bit about what we do. But a lot of what I do is relationship building, and then understanding the challenges, some of the things that they've tried in the past that didn't, might not have worked. And then we say, hey, we can do this for you. Here's a recommended kind of game plan, a guarantee of growth. So I always try to self-fund the projects that we do as much as we can, just because I understand, I've been in the situation where scaling a company, and I know that it can look very scary when you say it's X dollars, to do this work, especially in the agency world. Any of you out there who've hired digital marketing agencies or marketing agencies, it can be very expensive. So I try to self-fund it, where we do a phased approach. Phase one, this is what happens. You're going to get, 2 to 3x your revenue that you're doing right now. And then let's focus on the big stage of growth in phase two. So almost every project I do with Catalyst, we try to do that, where it's a self-funding growth process. And then phase three, if it works well, the client likes the businesses that we're working with, they like us, we did a great job, it's usually a long-term relationship after that.
I mean, I've got like 15 questions I want to ask, and I got to get it all into this one little space. So when we come back from the commercial, from the break, we're going to talk about wreckage and $50 million in revenue. We're going to get into that stuff. But before we go to the break, I got to ask you, you're a serious dude, but you're also really, really cool. When you're not creating, things that are changing the world, what do you do for fun?
Well, I've got 2 children and a third one on the way. So
congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of my time is spent, with family right now. I love to swim. I was actually a competitive swimmer. I swam with Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte growing up. And I love to take our kids out in the pool, go to the ocean, since we live very near to the beach. So things like that, walk on trails. I love to write and create things. I'm a natural creator. So whether that's like exploring new technologies on like a mobile app or something, like even though I work with clients to do that professionally, I still really enjoy it, just as kind of an outlet for me to explore better ways. It's not only things for me that I can learn how to better serve myself and like, oh, this is awesome and exciting. But then again, it's like, because I did that, now I can apply this to better serving other people too. So anytime I can get that translational kind of experience, it's very fun and exciting to me. And then, staying active. So I try to take the kids out with me. We've got like a running jogging stroller. So I'll take the kids out with me sometimes. So I believe in, balance between mind, body, and spirit as an entrepreneur. Very important, because if I can't give to other people effectively unless I'm taking care of myself. So that's a big, important thing for me too.
See, cool dude. I said that, cool dude. So when we come back, we're going to talk to the cool dude, Jason, because he's got another side. And you guys know how much I love boxing. I do. I love boxing. So he's got another side that's going to connect us to boxing. Ooh. And he's still the glue of everything that's going on over there. And we're finally going to explain what this $50 million, revenue thing is all about. So don't go anywhere. Sit right there, and we'll be right back.
Expert Talk is brought to you in part by PodNation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
Okay. I've got to ask you, Jason, I got to ask you, because they're sitting there going, what is Tigo talking about? You just went through all this about how to build, how to expand, how to connect, all this kind of stuff. What the heck does that have to do with wreckage? What does it have to do with boxing? Okay, go ahead. I'm backing away from the mic. Go ahead and tell the people all about it.
Well, it's funny because, one of my companies, Catalyst Brand Group, is all about being a catalyst. Well, coming from a background of being an athlete myself, I've always wanted to be in the supplement space, the health space, the fitness space. So there were 5 of us partners who come from a background of business, technology, science, and research. And it kind of all came about the right time. A few years ago, we all kind of knew each other. Some of us had successful exits from other companies, but the fight game, the MMA sports, boxing, anyone kind of at that high level, wanting to better improve themselves physically, but also in specifically fighting, martial arts, any kind of sports connected to fighting. We were like, well, we've got kind of all the pieces of the puzzle floating around here. What do fighters regularly need? They need the right fuel. So they need supplements, they need diet, exercise plans, things like that. But then as a result of COVID, dojos and gyms were really struggling to come back. So we were like, well, maybe there's a model here where we can work with directly to the consumers, provide them with the supplements, the training, the online courses that they need to become the best fighter possible that they can become. And then on the other side, our B2B component is we work directly with gyms and dojos to provide them a success kit. So they have the opportunity to supply through wholesale our basically plant-based organic products, FDA approved. We work with Dr. Alfredo Galvez, who's the pioneer of epigenetics at University of California. So these are really top-notch products. We actually have 2 labs that do all the development. Dr. Galvez leads a lot of it. So the products are really safe. And then we work with Lockhart and Leith, like 2 of the best MMA dietitians, trainers in the world. I mean, he works with Conor McGregor, works with Mayweather. So actually a lot of the Mayweather promotion fighters, they work with them. He's working with Tyson Fury in his upcoming fight here soon on all of his diet. So we have access to all of their insights, and we're going to deliver them in free content and paid content. So then the gyms are like, we've got all these resources now that we can provide to our members and the dojos. But now how do we scale up our own company? So a lot of my background with Catalyst doing, digital marketing, sales, and lead gen growth, we actually are giving them a package for what they need for sales and lead gen, for digital marketing, and their operations. So a CRM and a project management component. So the idea is we're turning fight performance on its head. We're going to be the best fight performance company in the world, and that's in all capacities of mind, body, spirit, and then also working with the small business owner all around the world. Every one of these gyms and dojos will be able to have access to our success kit. So that's kind of wreckage in a nutshell and what we're planning to do and kind of how it came about. We were just down at the Mayweather Paul fight that happened relatively recently. So I was really pumped about that, but we're doing a soft launch, getting, a few of the dojos and gyms in, working with a handful of athletes to get it tested out. And then we're going to ramp it up here pretty soon. So yeah, very exciting. I love it.
You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? I mean, he kind of skimmed past it and said, oh, we were at the Mayweather fight. It was one of the most successful, events we've had in at least the last year or 2, and maybe in boxing history. And this guy just kind of goes, we were there. We were there. Yeah, he was there in row 5. He doesn't think I remember him saying that. I remember him saying that in row 5. He was there. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about how these 2 worlds, because they are so far apart, but bringing them together like that, it's going to change. You're right. It's going to change the way boxing and sports is done on that level, because they're usually never connected, and usually advertising, marketing, all that kind of stuff, especially in Vegas, the boxing capital of the world. We don't know half the fights that are going on here unless we happen to walk through a casino and see a billboard or something like that. So how are you guys going to get you know, are you going to use apps? How are you going to get the world to know, you know, about what it is that you're doing?
Yeah, so great question. And one of the things I've noticed coming from a background in content marketing specifically, I focus on organic growth as much as possible, because paid advertising is great, but I always recommend companies to work backwards. Do content marketing first from an organic process. Put content out there that's focused on delivering value as much as possible. And then when you know that it's resonating, it's getting engagements, and it's getting conversions, you know you have kind of a winning recipe to scale up with the paid advertising. So right now in our process with Wreckage Sports, there's so many people who love boxing, MMA, fighting sports in general. Exactly.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
I know we talked about that, you know, off air here, that you love it. I mean, same. I still enjoy, you know, working the bag a little bit as much as I can, even though I'm not competing or anything like that. But the idea is like BJJ Fanatics, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for those who are familiar with it. They've got an amazing community on. So we're going to have an affiliate strategy, actually, a program where we're going to work with some of these specialized niche communities to say, hey, we're with Wreckage. This is what we're all about. You guys have an amazing community here. We just want to communicate what we're all about. This is the value that you provide. Oh, and by the way, you can make some money at it from this at the same time. So anyone familiar with affiliate marketing, it's kind of been inundated with a lot of crap stuff, but we want to be one of the ones who are serious. Say, hey, we've got the top-notch products, the best resources out there, the best success system, and we want to kind of blow the bad people out of the water. The best way to overcome negativity and bad people doing bad things is to do more good things and promote the heck out of the good stuff. So that's kind of our goal, is work with those existing platforms that are already there, work with awesome athletes like Smiling Sam Alvey in the UFC, for those of you who are familiar with him. Amazing guy, not only in the ring, but also outside. You know, he has foster children that he works with. He's adopted children. He gives back, help. So with Wreckage, we have a social initiative called Fighting Child Abuse. So we fight, kids win is kind of our motto, because we believe that not only are we going to make money, better serve people here doing this, but we have a responsibility to give back and help people too. So that's why we also have the Fighting Child Abuse program too. So we're like really dialing into those communities that exist there is going to be a really important strategy for us.
I love it. I love it. So let me ask the questions. I know I'm asking. Hold on. I'm about to ask. So let me ask the questions of, if you're a fighter, if you're just getting started or you're ready to go pro and you're looking for your product, tell me where they can go find that. And if you're a dojo or a gym or, you know, or coach or a trainer, and you're looking to maybe connect your community to you, how do they find that? Can you tell me those two questions for me?
Yeah, so the easiest way is to go to our website, and that's wreckagesports.com. So WRECKAGE sports.com. So really simple URL, just type that in, fill out the contact form on our website, and then one of our team members will reach out as soon as we can to have a conversation. We're actually building out customized value ladders here for the gyms and the athletes. So I'm in the process of putting together all of our best resources right now. So these are meal diet plans from Lockhart and Leith. These are our training systems from some of the trainers that work with Lockhart and Leith, and more information about discounts included for our supplements. So both of those are still being developed now. They're not live, but the easiest way is to go fill out the contact form on Wreckage Sports, and all of that will be sent to people who join our email list, sign up for through the contact form. So easiest way to do that is through our website.
Okay, so then I've got to ask, because boxing fan, lost a ton of weight, still losing, boxing myself. And I'm sitting here going, we're a media company. We have Expert Talk, and but we're literally a media company, have our own channels and all that. Are you going to have something for us where we can maybe be a part of your affiliate program or something, and we can promote?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm coming to row 5 of the next fight and sit next to you. I'm just telling you, I'm your +1. So
for sure. Well, that's the big, again, early on in the conversation here, Teresa, we talked about, wanting to connect with authentic people. That's something that I'm a huge believer in, and a lot of the partners too, we focus on that. So anyone who is passionate about the fight space, we want to work with you. So absolutely. I mean, the idea is to roll out the affiliate program with all kind of avenues, but we want to have it, have a basic structure. Here's your trackable links. Here's all the media, the graphics that you need to share it with your audience. So it's going to be super simple. We're using WordPress on our site. So you'll have a login. It'll be, you just tap it from your phone, enter your username, password, and all of the information is going to be there. So it's super simple to use, but yeah, we would love to work with, I'll fly to Vegas and do an in-person kind of thing with you in the studio. So
come on, man. We're about to open these studios back up again, because things are opening up again. So we got to get back in there. Come on, man. Don't mess with me. I'll bring a ring into the room so we can sit in the ring and talk about this.
It's been a while since the last high quality shoot that I was a part of was working on Secrets of Closing a Sale Masterclass with Kevin Harrington and Ziglar. So I really miss getting in the studio, but behind the camera, in front of the camera. So especially coming out of the pandemic, that would be the best thing to do.
Man, let's have some fun. let's have a blast. Let's come together. And y'all know, you're sitting there going, okay, Tigo, stop it. What about the $50 million? I understand that. Y'all know I love boxing. We had to go all the way in on the boxing. So now before I let them go, I let them tell a secret about $50 million in revenue for your clients. Really?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. So
how?
I need to redo the math, because I think it's more than that right now.
Okay. I'll put a plus. 50 million plus.
Exactly. I usually tell people it's around 50 mil plus.
Okay.
But the basics here, I always break it down to think of your business as a table. Your table has, 3 to 4 legs usually. So there's 3 to 4 main distinct parts of your business. I'll keep it simple. Let's say 3. So you've got sales, you've got your marketing, and you've got your operations. The most effective way, I call it the catalyst growth formula, actually. So if you think of the table there, each one of those distinct areas are a leg of your company. If all of them are in balance, you've got a stable table. It's, you're able to use it. You can even stand on it. If one of those legs or 2 of those legs are out of balance, it's going to fall over. So the most effective way I always recommend to businesses is for sales and lead gen. We talked about Ziglar. Who is the master of sales, the pioneer of sales? Zig Ziglar. So his Secrets of Closing a Sale masterclass, his Secrets of Closing a Sale book. If you don't know about sales, that's one of the best ways to learn about it. And then for marketing, I always recommend an organic. We just talked about it, Teresa.
Yep.
Organic process. So every business, they have a product or a service that they're trying to sell. Work backwards with what is that value that you're providing to people. Jim Edwards, one of the best, most successful copywriters in all of history, says, break down your features, your benefits, and then what does that mean to your ideal client or customer, and simply put that out there. And it will resonate way better than all your competitors, because your competitors are only focusing on the features and the benefits. They're focusing on themselves as their company, not on their end person that they're trying to serve. The best, most successful people, businesses, they focus on the end person first and then work backwards from there. So who are you trying to serve? And then what are those features, benefits, meaning for your product or service? So that takes care of a lot of the marketing, because at that point, you have the ability to do whatever niche that you're most comfortable in to produce content. So content is one of the easiest way to get in front of people. You can see, like what you're doing here, you can see my body language. You can see that I'm passionate about, talking about these kinds of things. You can see that immediately. So I'm natural doing audio and video content. Some people might not like that. They don't feel comfortable doing it. So, doing more of a blog strategy is good. But here's the most effective, and it's a secret. It's called the Catalyst Content Formula. Do pillar content, micro content, and social content. So every week I do a recording, usually an hour to 2 hour long, focusing on the value my product or service provides to people. So like if Google does a big update or something on specifically for search engine optimization, I do a long form video, I record it through Zoom, and then I put it on my podcast, I put it on my YouTube channel, and then I transcribe it to then have all of my text for my blog post. When I have my blog post edited and published on my blog site, I then aggregate it online to forums, letting people know, hey, just published this new article. These are the main key takeaways that I think everyone should know about X topic. And then from there, you have the basis to create all of your social media posts. So in my experience, if you do 12 of these pieces of pillar content, you have enough content for an entire year for your email newsletters, for your blogs, for your social media posting. And a lot of people think it's so much work, and it appears that way at first glance, but if you just break it down into those simple steps. So do that process, figure out, look at your analytics, what's working, what's not working, and then you can start to scale up the paid advertising, some of the sales funnels, and then you're going to be printing money. So now when you do that though, you run into an operations issue. So one of the things that we've developed with Catalyst specifically is the balance between your CRM, so your customer relationship management tool, and your project management tool. You are only as good as your team. So scaling the team is really important. We use and recommend ClickUp. ClickUp is one of the best project management tools out there. Definitely highly recommend checking it out. We have a blog post on Catalyst's site actually talking about why we recommend ClickUp. So just go to our website and you can learn more about it. And then the CRM that we highly recommend is Go High Level. It basically does all of your marketing automation, your email, text messages, your sales funnels, any kind of thing that is connected to marketing and digital marketing, you can do it through Go High Level. And we decided to create a custom software connecting all of our pieces together with website, CRM, and project management tool. And we call it the Catalyst Portal. And another way that we call it to internal clients is task funnels, because you need to get the task in the funnel and follow that process for success. What gets tracked, what gets managed, gets done. So those are some quick key takeaways. If you balance the sales, the marketing, the content marketing, and the operations, that's one of the biggest pieces that we've helped those companies generate 50+ million every year. Now, some of the projects start out like with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. You know, we did the Secrets of Closing the Sale Masterclass and did all the marketing and promotion. So think about it. We had 20+ hours of video content to work with. That's our pillar content. We broke it down into micro content, social content. All of that became content for Kevin's blog posts, for his videos that he did, podcast episodes that he wanted to promote. So in that one time of filming over 4 to 5 different film periods, he has enough content for a few years now to work with. So like companies, if you think about that process, you're going to be so even that at a small scale, if you're a small business owner, just doing that process at a, like, say, instead of 12 pieces of pillar content, you just start with 3 or 4, you're going to be way ahead of everyone else. And then you pair that with your local business listings, your networking groups that you go to, you always have value that you're delivering to people. Like this, Teresa, you and I, we're familiar with this, but when you get a show, you focus on value. How does my product or my service help the person that I'm trying to serve?
Exactly. I want to deliver as much value and great guests as I can, because people, we're cramming 50 hours into a 24-hour day now. And it's like, if they're going to take out a half hour or so and spend it with us, I want them to walk away going, yeah, I needed that. And that's exactly what I wanted to know. And man, it makes me ask more questions, which makes me ask the question, if somebody is out there going, I think he's talking to me, I know he's talking to me, my business is ready, I need to get involved with Catalyst. How do they find the Catalyst Brand Group?
Yeah, so easiest thing is to type in Catalyst and then my first and last name, Jason Fleagle, or our URL is catalystbrandgroup.com. And then Teresa, we actually I put together all my best content checklists and cheat sheets on our website. So all you have to do is go to the website, and then underneath services, I have Catalyst content. So all you need to do is put in your email. It gets, those free resources get sent right to your inbox automatically. So these are pieces of content like from Secrets of Closing a Sale Masterclass, some of my best blog post templates on how to create winning blog posts that not only connect with the right ideal client customer, but also rank for technical SEO in search engines, which is huge today. So yeah, I mean, if I had to put a number on it, it's worth like at least a few $1,000s of information, like through the last 10 years of experience on like what works in content and what doesn't. So highly recommend checking that out. And then, yeah, from there, just use the contact form. I'd love to, talk with anyone who is interested in scaling up their company.
Well, I want to thank you for coming hanging out with me. I mean, we had a little hiccup a couple of days ago. We were supposed to shoot this, and I'm so glad you could come back. And it's so much information. And of course, boxing, hey man, count me in. I'm in on every level for that. You are amazing, Jason. I want you to come back and do a 9 at 9 line with me, and we'll do a follow-up or something, and just, probably all about boxing. Y'all know how I am, but we'll figure out
we
something
could do a whole series, Teresa, if you want.
We could do a whole series on just boxing. Okay, but I want to thank you so much, sir. You are amazing.
You are too. Thank you so much.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the show, and you know how I feel about boxing. So yeah, we went a little deep over there, and we're going to do it again. So that's just what happens. I thank you for watching this episode. I hope you'll come back for the next one. And as always, I'm Tigo, and I'll talk to you next time.